You probably heard us talk about getting your child adjusted, but here's a question that surprises a lot of parents. When was the last time your nervous system was checked on to find out what's going on? Because here's what we see every single week at Reform Family Chiropractic. A child comes to our office struggling with meltdowns, anxiety, ADHD, sensory challenges, sleep issues, emotional regulation. Mom is excited. Mom is totally exhausted. Dad is running on fumes, and everyone in the house just feels like they're walking on eggshells. You know what I mean? And the family starts believing that this is normal. But what if your child isn't the only one whose nervous system is under stress? What if the entire family was living in this survival mode for so long that no one remembers what calm actually feels like? That's what we're talking about today. Because when one person's nervous system begins to heal, the entire family starts to change and heal. This is for you parents who have done everything you know how to do. You've changed your diet, you've tried supplements, you're reading every book there is on parenting, you've done therapy, you even got like the reward charts going, and you've tried every sensory tool that you can find on TikTok and calming every technique that you can learn from Instagram. So here are some things that may help, okay? But nothing seems to create lasting change at all, right? You've tried them, but they're not changing. So if your family, you want to show your piece of healthcare that providers don't really take time to look at. So over the next few minutes, we're going to talk about why your nervous system directly impacts your child's, why stress affects the entire family, not just one person. Also, why so many parents are living in this survival mode without realizing it. And why we recommend evaluating and caring for your whole family instead of focusing on just one child. Okay. One of the biggest surprises for most parents that work with us happens during our insight scans. So they bring in their child expecting to find stress in their child's nervous system, right? They're living it. But when mom decides to get scanned or dad gets curious, the scans often tell a very similar story. Years of chronic stress, poor adaptability, a nervous system stuck with this gas pedal down all the way, and nothing's regulating. Honestly, most parents aren't broken. They're just overwhelmed, right? You've been caring for babies, pregnancies, raising them, losing jobs, working jobs, sleeping very little, working constantly, and pouring everything you have into everyone else. So eventually, right, this tank gets emptied. Your nervous system, their nervous system simply forgets how to slow down. So here's something fascinating. Your child's nervous system is constantly taking cues from yours. This isn't because you're doing anything wrong. It's just biology. Children are designed to look to safe adults to determine whether the world is safe. It's just how God designed us. So if your nervous system is calm, their nervous system learns calm. If your nervous system is constantly in fight or flight, their nervous system is in fight or flight, and back and forth. So the system begins to go in this interaction. And that's why sometimes you can say all the right things. But if your body is stressed, your child feels that before those words are ever coming out of your mouth. Does that make sense? That they're reading your tone, your breathing, your facial expressions, your muscle tension, even your heart rhythm. This is incredible how we are interconnected as a family. Their nervous system is always asking one question. Am I safe? Is it safe? How do I respond? So we spend a lot of time talking about what we call the perfect storm. All these factors playing together, right? Stress during pregnancy for the little ones, for you, birth interventions that took place, reoccurring or chronic illness, excessive amounts of antibiotics, inflammation throughout the whole body, and then environmental stress. All these create that storm. But here's something we don't talk about enough. Mom and dad have their own perfect storm. And I know you know this, okay? We're just highlighting it. Maybe you experienced a difficult birth, okay? Maybe you had surgeries. Maybe you lived through years of anxiety. Just maybe work has been nonstop for years. Or maybe no one's caring for you. So these experiences don't just disappear. They leave an important imprint on your nervous system. It's gathering information all the time. So eventually, your body starts believing survival mode is normal. And when that happens, it becomes incredibly difficult to model calm. Even when you're trying your absolute best, you're wired and tired. And this is why we encourage families to think bigger than just one person getting adjusted, because the family functions as a unit, as a system, interconnected. Everyone affects everyone else. When mom sleeps better, the morning usually improves. When dad isn't carrying constant tension and stress, those evenings become more peaceful. When a child's nervous system becomes more regulated, their siblings often become calmer and are able to adapt. It's amazing how often families tell us, I don't know what changed. The house just feels different. You know what changed. But that's because a healthy nervous systems create healthy environments. They also help support other healthy nervous systems. So at Reform Family Chiropractic, we don't guess. We use the insight scans to measure how the nervous system is functioning, how that stress is affecting your family's nervous system. We evaluate those stress patterns. We look at heart rate variability. We look at the neurospinal tension. How well does your body handle the adapting demands of life? Then we create a care plan that's specific to you, not your spouse, not your child, to you. When you take that personal time to really understand the system, then we can understand your story, because your nervous system has its own story. And every nervous system deserves the opportunity to heal, to get unstuck. So here's what I want you to remember. Your child doesn't need perfect parents. They don't need more, okay? They need present parents. Parents whose nervous system have the capacity to respond instead of constantly reacting. Did you catch that? Okay. Because you can't pour calm from an empty cup. And healing doesn't have to stop with your child. It can become something your entire family experiences together. So if you've been wondering why life still feels so hard despite everything you've tried, maybe it's time to stop asking this question. What's wrong with my child? And start asking, how healthy is your family's nervous system? If you're ready to find out, we would love to help. So take this moment and click the link to schedule your family's insight scans. Send us a message or give our office a call. Our team can't wait to talk to you. At Reform Family Chiropractic, our mission is simple: to bring hope, help, and answers to families who are looking for a different path toward better health. Because when the nervous system functions better, life functions better. I'm Dr. Matt Davis at Reform Family Chiropractic, and we can't wait to see you.